Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Sitaya Pataye Namaha Sitaya Pataye Namaha. So we saw yesterday, whoever listens to the story of the birth of Sita, how she came to take manifestation in as Janaka's daughter, all their sins are cleared in this lifetime only, not next lifetime. Now we come to the 9th chapter, that is the Parashuram sees the divine microcosmic Virat form of Sri Ram as Vishnu. Because who is the Parashuram? Parashuram is the avatar, but which one? Vishnu. Sixth avatar of Vishnu. Then came Sri Ram and then came Krishna. So what is the difference between Parashuram and Sri Ram? Parashuram was born as a Brahmin, but he wielded an axe, a weapon for destruction, and he did lot of destruction. Ramchandraji is born as a Kshatriya, but he is calm, cool, collected, more like a Brahmin than always living to the word. And in this way, and it was this Parashuram, who, when he heard that Ramchandraji has broken the Shiva Dhanush, the Pinak bow in Janakpuri, in Janakpuri, immediately he came out of his meditation and he says, who has broken the Pinak Dhanush which was given to me by Shivji? And in this way, he became angry and he came running to to the Janakpuri. And the only condition of Pinak Dhanush was what? That it has to be used for क्या हो गया, क्या चाहिए? बस देख रहे हैं नंबर. It needs to be broken in order to marry Sita. That was the vow that was taken. No, lifted. And it was broken by Ramchandraji because of his prowess. And if you take it positively, one side you say that we can say, some people say that he became angry, who broke this and this, that. But another way is, he wanted to see who's the new avatar which has come, which is more complete than him. Because I just gave you, he was a born Brahmin, but behaving as a Kshatriya. So he immediately rushed. That means Sita is getting married and I must see the couple. And in this way, and when he came, and that moment was when Dashrath Maharaj, along with his wives, and Ramchandraji, Lakshmanji, Bharatji and Shatrugnaji, all of them got married to the cousin sisters of Sitaji, and the entire caravan was moving towards Ayodhya. And at that time, in the middle of the road, somewhere along the way, once they had crossed Janakpuri, Parashuramji suddenly, at the speed of wind, he came and stood in front of the chariot of Ramchandraji. And at that time, we all know the story, Lakshmanji became very angry with Parshuramji because he was not civil in his speech. And Lakshmanji is ever protector of Ramchandraji, and he wants to help him. So if anyone speaks to him that way, Lakshmanji becomes angry, and instead of Ramchandraji, Parshuramji says, who has taken the bow and lifted it? And Lakshmanji says, bow? My brother can lift the entire universe. All the three lokas are at his fingertips. What are you talking about, bow? He was triggering him, and he was getting more angry by the minute. And then when it came to a point where Ramchandraji had to intervene, and he said to him, no, it's me who has lifted, and I just went to string the bow, and in that process the Pinak Dhanush got broken into two. What can I do about it? I just went to string it. It's not my fault, and if it has happened, it has happened. And and at that time, Parshuramji, when he heard this, suddenly if he came with anger, we don't know. Some places they say he came with anger. Here it is being said that he came with eagerness to see Ramchandraji and see what metal he is made up of. And immediately he said, okay, I got first it was Shiva Dhanush, now I got Narayana Dhanush. Let me see if you can wield this. And the moment he invoked the Narayana Dhanush with the mantra, immediately the bow and arrow, bow flew from the hands of Parshuram into the hands of Ramchandraji. And immediately Ramchandraji took the arrow and placed it on the bow and said, now Parshuramji, you tell me where should I shoot this arrow? Because once an arrow has been placed on the Narayan Dhanush, it is Achukaband. It has to reach its destination. Now you tell me what you want to destroy. And at that time, we know from Tripura Rahasya story that Parshuramji said that you use this bow to deliver me to a place. Firstly, destroy my ability to move at the speed of thought, and second, place me in the presence of a teacher where I can calm myself down and come to realize what is worthy. And then some people say he shot, some people say Parshuram sits on the arrow, and then Ramchandraji shoots it and he delivers him to Mandarachal mountain. That is the story. And and as a result, Sri Ramchandraji took the bow and mounted the arrow. And at the same time, because when Parshuramji, this is the story, now in between what happened, when from Parshuramji's hand, the bow just flew and went to its master, because Parshuramji is also Narayana avatar, Ramchandraji is also Narayana avatar. Then why did it go from from Parshuramji to Ramchandraji? You have seen the baton relay race dekha hai? They run and then they have to hand it over to the next runner. So who is next in line? Ramchandraji. So the Narayana knows, the bow knows that the next avatar has come, and it goes to the next more complete incarnation than Parshuram. Remember, what were the different? First was the Matsya avatar, which was the fish. What was the second one? Kurma avatar. No, Varaha avatar. Kurma is second. Third is Varaha. Then came Narsimha avatar, that is half man, half lion. Then came Vamana avatar, which is not completely developed human being, pygmy sort of. Then came Parshuram, and in Parshuram he is born sattvic, but has a more than required tinge of rajas, dynamism. So that's why he gets the Kshatriya Bhava is there. And now comes seventh avatar is Ramchandraji. he is also born as a human, but he is born in a Kshatriya family, but he has the qualities of a Brahmin. Then came Krishna avatar. What is that one? Is it tamasic? Then it is Purna avatar. He is absolutely complete in all aspects, and it is not he did this, then he got, no, from birth onwards till the end he is complete, and we see that in his leelas. Then after that came Buddha avatar, and Buddha avatar is the avatar of compassion, because तुम हा हा हू कब तक करते रहोगे. Krishna avatar is continuously killing. Once you have killed all the demons in your mind, after that what happens? Then it is silence, then it is compassion, then it is kindness, and that's what is exemplified in Buddha avatar. Then when you are overly silent and not responding to the needs of the creation, then Kalki has to come to bring back the balance in the creation. He will again come. Next is Kalki, na? But our Swamiji says, Kalki kahan hai? Abhi already there are so many Kalkis. Because continuously, by thought, word and deed, we are cutting each other. तलवार हमेशा तैयार रहती है काटने के लिए. तो at that time, when from Parashuramji's hand, the Narayana Dhanush went into Ramchandraji's hand, Parashuramji started thinking, how is this possible? And at that very moment, the moment the Dhanush touched the hands of Ramchandraji, Parashuramji, to him, the Virat Roop of Ramchandraji was revealed. And immediately he understood it has gone to the right person, and it was this vision of Virat Purush was available only to the Parshuram. It was not available to Dashrath Maharaj and Kaikeyi and Kaushalya and nobody else. And in this time, thereafter, the arrow, here it says the arrow took away the energy of the sage, but it's negative, negative in the sense it took away the energy. He asked, in some other description it comes, when Ramchandra ji asked him, what should I do with this arrow? He says, you please use it to take away my ability to move at the speed of thought. Because in 1 second he could move around the earth 21 times. That was the speed. 21 times. And he says, take this away. And that made him inconquerable. Apart from other reasons also. And here in this story what it is saying is that arrow took away the energy of Parshuram and his divine powers and left him limp and like a withered plant. And when Parshuramji saw that I don't even have the energy, and he got terrified, dazed, numbed, and he fainted. Now how can Parshuram faint? Avatar is fainting. Yes, it can happen. Ramchandraji also fainted when he was Nagastra was shot to him by Ravana's son, Indra. क्या है उसका नाम? Indrajit or Meghnad. So it will not take it that way. And when he came back from his faint from that spell, Sri Ramji advised him to do tapas, and then we know how the Tripura Rahasya begins. Tripura Rahasya begins. Here it is not told that, but Ramchandji sent him on the arrow, and there he goes to Matanga Rishi, who Parshuram, and he asks Matanga Rishi, please tell me what is worthy to be known. And Matanga Rishi looks at him. He knows that he is the avatar. He says, knowing that you are Brahman is worthy to be known. He says, but I didn't do any sadhana, I have done so much sins, I have killed so many people, Kshatriyas. He says, yeah, that is okay. All that is in a dream. You are the Brahman. He says, without doing any practice, without doing any sadhana, in his mind a doubt came that he is not my teacher. ऐसे होता है ना कभी कभी. So then Matang Rishi immediately understood what is going on in his mind. He says, my dear sir, my dear Parashuramji, maybe I am not the teacher. For you, there is a teacher already allocated, and that is, you go to the Mandrachal mountain, there Dattatreya Maharaj is sitting, and he is your teacher. He will give you what is to be done. So he goes there. First he complains that Matang Rishi told me that I am Brahman. How can I be Brahman without doing anything, without putting efforts, without doing any yagya, puja, pranayam, pratyaha, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, nothing I am done. He just said that you are Brahman. Accept it. This is a message for us also. Don't get lost in unwanted things. Enjoy kathal and क्या है दूसरा वाला durian. Enjoy the durian and be happy. and banana fritters. Okay. So he says, Dattatreya Maharaj so is all knowing. So he looks at him. He says, yes, you are right. You have to do sadhana to realize the truth. So if you don't accept that you are the Paramatma Swarup, then you will come across a teacher who takes you for a ride. Because you want to go on a ride. The other way to look at it is that this ride is Bhagwan's Leela and this is how it needs to be unfolding. So you enjoy the ride if it is happening that way. Because it's not that Parshuramji was calculating in his mind. He thinks he is calculating, but the Lord himself making him think in that manner, the Narayana. So both ways you can look. And then he said, yes, you go to the top of the Mandrachal mountain, you dig the soil and you make the statue of the Tripura Sundari and you do the puja, you make breakfast, lunch, dinner for her and you feed her, breakfast, lunch, dinner. You get up in the morning before sunrise, give her the food, give her bath, everything, then breakfast, then at night you go to sleep. So give her food but you don't eat, you fast. You make her go to sleep but you remain awake. You give her lunch, but you don't eat lunch. If you give her dinner, but you don't eat dinner, you live on water and fruits, that's all. And in this way, and every day, morning, afternoon, evening, 3 times a day, he has to do 108 pradakshina of that statue that he has created and doing puja. He did this for 12 years. And after 12 years of diligently doing the sadhana, he one day suddenly, very sincerely was doing. Suddenly a thought comes. This is how suddenly things happen. And the thought came, I dug the soil, I made the statue, I am doing the puja, I am doing the pradakshina and she is sitting in one place and I am moving around. I am making the food but I am living hungry without food. I am putting her to sleep but I am remaining awake. What is more important? It is an inert statue and I am living. What is more important, inert statue or living being? With this doubt, now there was no answer for him. This came to him after 12 years of sadhana. So he goes back to Dattatreya Maharaj. He says, sir, this is the doubt that is coming to me. He says, oh, really? So what is the solution? What is more important? He says, of course you are more important. I am more important. But I did the sadhana to realize the reality, the Brahman. He says, yes, you are Brahman. So he says, that's what the first fellow told me. But he says, but because you insisted that you have to do something, so this is, so always the tapasya is of 12 years. Always. So this is how the Dattatreya starts teaching the Brahma Gyan to Parshuramji there. So we leave that story there. And here Ramchandraji sent him to the Mandrachal mountain for tapasya. And here it says, at the end of 1 year of severe penances, the spirit of sage's dead ancestors, his father was killed, his mother was killed, his brothers were killed by the Sahasrarjun ke Sahasrabahu, दोनों में से एक था कोई, कौन? Sahasrarjun, क्योंकि उसके बेटों ने मारा था, उसने नहीं, उसके बेटों ने मारा था, because he was killed by Parashuram, and his children came and took the revenge. And so all the ancestors came and called they are called the Pitras, and advised him to go and bathe in the holy site of river called Vadhusar in the region of his lost Gori, which Parshuramji did. Where did we go? याद करो, हाँ कोई तो गया, किसी को तो याद है कहाँ गए थे. So in Arunachal Pradesh we went to a place called Parashuram Kund, right on the border of China, eastmost part of India. And there, that Kund is where he cooled himself down. So here it is saying that he went there, and a river called Vidusagar, which Parshuram did. As a result, he got back his powers and powers. Meanwhile, Ram's entourage came back to Ayodhya. So Parshuram ji ka uddhar ho gaya. So now his job is done. What he came to do on the earth. Now Ramchandraji's reign begins. And what happens? Rama Sita Parinayam Kritva Dasharatha Bhratrubhishchapi Sahito Bharyaya Sah Sitaya Ayodhyam Gantumarebhe Nanavadya Purassaram. And when they reached Ayodhya, along with Dasharath and the entire, because all the brothers were there, all the ministers were there, all the mothers were there, Dasharath ji was there, and now they are coming back with an extra bonus, that is 4 wives and lot of money, horses, elephants, dasis, which Janak Maharaj has sent for the care of his daughters. His daughter is Sita, and his brother's daughters were the other 3. And in this way, and others, Sri Ram started making preparations to return back to Ayodhya. Acha, to yahan pe, in this, it is telling that they are still making the preparation. Parshuram ji has arrived when the Dhanush was broken or lifted. What I had told you, the story is maybe from Tulsi Ramayan, where Ramchandra ji was confronted by Parshuram ji along the way.
Yeah.
So here it...
No. When Tulsi, when it was broken.
When it was broken?
He appeared then.
So where did I read that he was... he came to Ramchandra ji along the way? अध्यात्म रामायण में कहीं तो चलो वाल्मीकि रामायण में अभी हम वहाँ पहुँचे नहीं हैं तो यार ओके सो वी आर एट द प्लेस in the court of Janak Maharaj, and continuing, Archika Nandano Ramo Bhargavo Renuka Sutaha Tasya Dasharathe Shrutva Ramasya Klishta Karmanaha Vivaha Kautukam Viraha Pathatena Samagatam. Parshuram, who was born in a family of Bhrigu and Richik, whose mother was called Renuka. If you remember, Bhriguji asked his other sons. Parshuram was the youngest. He asked his other sons. He wanted to see how much they are dedicated and surrendered to the father. So he gave them a job, and all of them failed. Then Parshuram ji had gone for tapasya. When he came back, he asked, "Will you do what I say?" He says, "Of course, you are my father. I'll do whatever you say." "Whatever I say?" "Yes, whatever." "Go cut your mother's head." And he cut Renuka's head. Without any doubt, without any calm, without any, mummy, sorry, this, that, everything. Just did it. And then father was so pleased that Parshuram ji immediately followed his orders. And Parshuram ji said, Parshuram ji was asked, "Now ask for a boon. Bring my mother back." So here quality of a student is told, and that is that if you are a student of a teacher, you must have complete faith in that teacher. Because it is not the teacher who is teaching you, it is your faith which is making miracles happen. Just like in story of Eklavya. The teacher did not teach Eklavya, but Eklavya learned from the teacher. So teacher is always going to teach. The universe is always teaching, but are we available for the change, for learning, or we are still stuck to our old methods of thinking, default settings? We are in that only. Change means going out of your comfort zone. Change means ready to be available to the truth every moment. Not one day, not when I retire, not when I, after, now today we will listen to the story, and in the bus when I am sitting alone, then I will think, no, you have lost the plot. While listening to the story, you have to be with yourself. While listening to the satsang, and not only while satsang, what satsang is telling you is be with yourself as the consciousness 24/7, 365 days a year. That's the whole attempt of a satsang. It is not to make you suffer. That is the main. But what is happening to us? We get lost in story. If you even get lost in story, but always have this disposition in your mind that Ramchandra ji is the one who is throbbing in my heart. He is the life force within me. He is the Atma within me. Then also it is okay. You will come to the same conclusion. So this, when he heard about the stupendous deeds of Sri Ram, the son of Dasharatha, amazed and mystified, tasya dasharathe shutva ramasya klishta karmanaha, such a impossible feat he has performed. Now, vivaha kautukam viraha yatha patha tena samagatam, and such a feat has been done by Sri Ram, and he came to meet Sri Ram and Sita, the newly wedded couple. And here it says so ठीक ही तो बोला यार, while he was on his way back to Ayodhya from Janakpuri, वो भी आ गया, on the way back to Ayodhya after marriage. And then धनुरादाय तद्दिव्यं क्षत्रियाणां निबर्हणं जिज्ञास्यमानो रामस्य वीर्यदाशरथेस्तथा. Parashuram ji, who was a killer of Kshatriyas, and he took a magnificent divine bow in his hand and came to meet Sri Ram, the son of Dasharath, to judge and measure his valor, strength and potential. He came with which bow? Narayana Dhanush. So same story is coming up. स तमभ्यागतं दृष्ट्वा उद्यतास्त्रमवस्थितं प्रहसन्नेव विप्रेन्द्रं रामो वचनमब्रवीत् स्वागतं ते मुनिश्रेष्ठ किं कार्यकरवाणि ते. Seeing the sage standing in front of the chariot with the weapons in hand, ready for confrontation, because he was an angry young man, now he's old probably, but he was angry, always ready to, if anyone Kshatriya misbehaves, khatam, khalas. Sri Ram smiled and said to that Viprendra, so even when you see, he calls him Vipra. Vipra means twice born. He is trying to remind him, oh great sage, oh Vipra, if that word strikes a chord, immediately the Brahman, and he calls him Vipra Brahman, the Brahman will again immediately understand, hey, what am I doing with the bow in my hand? Because he's a Brahmin. Brahmin doesn't hold a bow. Brahmin only speaks the words. His bow is the words. His bow and arrow is his knowledge. So here he has come with anger. Ramchandra ji is calm and cool and smiling, and he says that, oh great sage, I welcome you. What can I do for you? Swagatam te muni shreshta. Welcome to you, O great muni, great sage. Kim karya karvani te, karavani te. Karavani means karma. What can I do for you? Provacha bhargavo vakyam swagatena kimasti me kshatrakalam hi rajendra dhanuretan mamastihi samaropya ropaya yatnena yadi shaktosi raghava. when addressed in this manner, Parshuramji, he did not calm down, and instead sternly and with a bit of irritation, because when you are holding, his name is Parshuram. Parshuram means is ever ready to fight. Ever ready to fight. You must have come across people. They are ever ready to argue. You want to be, you're telling, थोड़ी सी बात है, ऐसे है, वैसे है. But they are always high pitched and ready to argue and ready to immediately go defensive. You must have all come across. As patients also, people must have come. In our families also, people are like that. Someone or the other character is always like that. So, he is that type of character. And Ram is on the other hand. He is cool, calm, collected, smile on his face. And he says, with a irritation in his voice, he says, I hold in my hands the bow which symbolizes death for the entire Kshatriya race. If you have the potential and strength and guts, then string it. That is the Narayana Dhanush. Samaropya yatnena yadi shaktosi raghava. Challenge. Yadi shaktosi. If shaktaha asi raghava. So if you have the strength and the courage to hold, first he has to hold, then he has to string. Shiv Dhanush, theek hai, it is Shiv. This is Narayana Dhanush.
Different category.
A different category altogether. And in our scriptures, what is the Dhanush? What is the bow? And what is the arrow?
Dhanush is one pointed line.
I'll tell you at a physical level. Okay, first.
Yeah.
See your eyebrows, it is like a Om. Is the O written? और यहीं से आगे चंद्र बिंदु नाद कलाती तो बोलते हैं ना, तो वो सारे ऊपर जाते हैं इधर तक, ब्रह्मरंध्र तक. So at a physical level, this is the point where the arrow is placed and you hold it. So this is the bow. Okay. Now, it is told that you have to contemplate on Om. Om is written as, it's in the shape of the bow. So where should your attention be now? Think. At the third eye. So you bring your attention to the third eye. Bring your attention coolly, not forcefully. नहीं तो फिर सारा गड़बड़ शुरू हो जाता है बाद में बॉडी में. So coolly, with every breath, keep breathing into the third eye. Keep your attention in the, wherever you keep your attention. अभी तुम सोचो, just keep breathing. Don't do any special breathing, but think of your palms and keep breathing. You will feel a tingling sensation there. Now think of your the soles of your feet and keep breathing. You can feel tingling sensation there. Now think of your paining knee and keep breathing. You will feel tingling sensation there. Now think of your throat and keep breathing there. You will feel that some shift happens there, some vibration happens, or the skin horripilation sort of thing happens, or you feel the movement of energy there. So wherever your attention goes, there the breath goes. And this is the technique given by in one of the texts, that you can self-heal yourself. You can self-heal yourself. But you have to do it on a regular basis, not whole day, but at 2-3 times, and not for 1 hour. Just do it for 15-20 breaths, or you can do it for 108 also, not a problem. But your mind has to be absolutely happy. It has to be calm, cool, collected, like Ramchandra ji. And without any pressure, without any push. You don't push the breath into the area that needs healing. Automatically healing begins. All you have to do is put attention. So similarly, when we put attention here, with the breath, immediately focus comes. You don't need mantra also. With breath only focus comes. But it is jad. It is inert. When you take mantra, you go into the subtle realms. And then when you go into silence, thinking about this place, then you are gone beyond deep sleep if you don't go to sleep. See? So, why I am telling you all this? About the Om. So here he is telling that, where are we? That, so here when it is symbolizing death, how can Om symbolize death? Then is it auspicious if it is symbolizing death?
New thing can come
Huh?
up. New thing can come up after.
Okay, new thing can come up. But what is the quality of Om?
Om is the
Why do you chant Om? First is to become single pointed. Then second reason,
It's all encompassing.
it's all encompassing at the material level, at the universal level, it is all encompassing. Third,
Beyond.
so if you chant you will get the entire waking world under your control. If you chant you will get the entire dream world under your control. In other words, you will not be affected by the waking world if you chant if you will not be affected by the dream world if you chant and you will not be affected by sleep if you chant ma. So now what is the third point? So this was the second. What is the third point with Om? That it delivers you to the reality. The Om on one hand makes you the master of the creation, waking, dream and deep sleep, and on the other hand delivers you takes you to the gateway of reality where you, if your attention is there, you will merge into it. And how do you do that? With Om? Just put the tape recorder on, Om किसी के घर पे मैं जाता हूँ, कईयों के घर पे Om चलता रहता है, and they are watching TV and they are watching the tape recorder is delivered. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे हरे मरे चल रहा है और अपना यहाँ पे झगड़ा कर रहे हैं, बातें कर रहे हैं, वो चल रहा है, चले जा रहा है. That is not the way. You have to chant. You have to listen to your voice, physically or internally. Vaikhari madhyama pashyanti para. But when you come to a point where you know that your chanting of Om, and all mantras must conclude in Om. Because what is the mantra? Om Namah Shivaya. You know, she sings one song with Nama, Na, Maha, Shivaya. Each word so many. So this is a long mantra. As you become focused on the Om Namah Shivaya, it will go, Shivaya will go away, Om Namah, then Namah will go away and only Om will be left. As you become focused from, remember one rule, from many thoughts to one thought. From many thoughts to one thought. And Om is not a thought. Om is the natural sound of the creation. Is the natural sound which is going on in your head. Then you don't need to even chant when you become so focused, because it's continuously going on and you are clicked into it. See? So Om has the capacity to take you to deliver you at the doorsteps of reality. And how do you do that is, if you are remaining attentive, firstly, to become single-pointed. Second, when you have become single-pointed, you look for the source of the Om, where the Om is beginning or where the Om is ending. First, your attention might go to your throat. But as you are chanting, by the time you have come to the Om, your body identification is already gone. Your body, because you are still, your body is still, you are not attentive, you can't even see your form of. Normally when we sit, we know where the leg is, where the hand is, where the head is. You are aware of what is going on in the tummy. Sometimes यहाँ पे एक bubble आ रहा है, वहाँ पे एक bubble आ रहा है, pressure आ रहा है. But when you are so single-pointed, single-pointedness takes you to dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So you are in the deeply involved with the Om. At that time, you don't have body identification. And yet, you are looking for in that deep meditation, you again chant Om and you look for the source of Om. Where is the Om beginning and where is the Om concluding? And you will find it begins from you. Find means you will not, it will not, there is no result. Because after that meditation is over, you will realize that I am the source from where it comes and I am the source where it concludes. And Om is inclusive of the total creation. So the whole creation is beginning from me and it is concluding in me. This is the way to divinize the whole creation that you are seeing. Not by going after the creation and acquiring it. That is not the way. You desire Om, which is complete, the whole creation is in your palm. Karamalavat. In this way, when Parashuram said these, let me see if you can string it. At that time, ityukta stvaha bhagavan tvam nadhiksheptu marhasi nahi yadhamo dharmaha kshatriyanam dvijatishu ikshakunam visheshena bahu viryena kathanam. When Parshuramji said these challenging words and arrogant words, Sri Ram, we have gone through that. Lakshmanji first says all that, but all that is over. Now it has come to this. Immediately Ram replied, you must not make, because he is self-confident. Ramchandraji is, why he is self-confident? Tell me.
He knows himself.
He is self-realized now. Parshuramji is not self-realized. So he is one notch greater. So he is self-realized, so there is no doubt. He knows it is all the Leela of the self alone. And therefore, he says, you must not make such wild allegations. And I have not fallen from my righteous path of following the tenets and rules of conduct prescribed for the Kshatriyas. In other words, he is saying, you were born in a Brahmin, as a Brahmin, but you are not following the Brahmin rules. I am born in a Kshatriya family, I am following the Kshatriya rules. You are telling Parshuramji. Especially the Kshatriya born in a family of the lineage of Ikshvaku do not display and brag about their strength. They quiet achievers. Without, what does Krishna do? He announces before he comes that I am coming. जाके कंस को बोल दो हम दोनों आ रहे हैं. He goes and presents himself as a problem to the others. Not Ramchandraji. Same way, when you are in meditation, the Om, when you have become not with realization, you are not in realized, but you are on the verge of that. At that time, when your mind is totally focused and single-pointed, no thought of the world, which includes your body and mind, is not disturbing you. At that time, the Om sound is heard by, before that, many other sounds are heard. There is tinkling of the bell, there is damru, and there is many cymbals. And then eventually, for some people it may continue for many years, for some people it continues for a few minutes or seconds, and for some people it is just thoda sa dekha. It all depends upon where your attention is. If you get lost in the music, then you're gone into the Gandharva Lok and all that. But if your attention is to be fixed on Om and to realize, then very quickly all these music that the divine sounds that you hear, they conclude in Om, and you hear on the seat of meditation in your mind, you are continuously hearing Om. You open your eyes and you move around in the world, you will keep hearing Om. And then that, if you still continue the sadhana in the correct manner, then that also concludes. And what उसके बाद फिर पता चलता है फिर आकाशवाणी वगैरह होना शुरू हो जाती है. Remember yesterday I was telling you about Akashvani? The inner voice starts telling you what to do next, because you are empty now. Only divinity is pervading your mind. And when divinity is pervading, means you have become an instrument in the hands of the divine. Now the Lord will decide and he will prompt you. That's how various sages, they prompted from inside, they go to different places. How come all the sages came to know that Shukdev ji Maharaj is coming to Ganga ji bank to give Bhagavatam? 10,000 sages had come. Did someone go and give them invitation? Come, Shukdev ji. Nobody knew if Shukdev ji was going to come. But when Parikshit ji came and he was told that go to, because the son told that you can go there and solution. And when he went there, already 10,000 sages were sitting there. How did they come to know? ऐसे पता चलता है. You can also live like that. Every one of us can live like that. But problem वही है. You have to move away from distractions. Distractions is where there is manyness, and you have to move towards single pointedness where there is only one thought, and it should be Om. If you keep doing it, and you don't have to change anything in life, everything let it go on. But your commitment should be towards Om and realization or God realization, and that God or that Om will give you the strength not to succumb to the manyness, not to succumb to the emotions of family, possessions, attachments. It will keep weaning you away from it. Just like you don't succumb to them when you go to sleep. बिना किसी सोचे सब कुछ छोड़ देते हो, वैसे ही ओम भी छुड़वा देता है सब कुछ. But commitment चाहिए. Just like you have a commitment that every night I must go to sleep. That commitment should be there, that every day I have to come to be with myself. If you make that commitment, you will come to this stage. And maximum it will take you, if you make a daily commitment, it will take you to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. That's all. It will not take you beyond that. When you make a commitment that I want to be 24/7 like that, then it will take you into Sahaj Samadhi. Till then realization, वो 24/7 वाला चाहिए चक्कर. और वो चक्कर उसके भी आगे निकल जाता है. That's just a thought, 24/7. You are still thinking of time. But now your attention is, how can I continuously be? I don't want to go into Samadhi and come out and then again face the world. How can I convert my every experience into a divine experience? To convert every experience into a divine experience, you have to see the world, meaning all the thoughts, as divine. And that is only possible when you do the Om without understanding. Now you understand. I have already told you. Initiation हो गया. क्या? Om is inclusive of the whole creation. So, full realization. Every moment of your existence. It is possible in this life. Yesterday, day before yesterday, I got an SMS. He organizes my lectures in Pune. So his father is there. He's 93 or 95 years old. Very old, feeble. Whole day he'll be doing puja, morning and evening. Puja करेंगे, Vishnu Sahasranam बोलेंगे, Lalita Sahasranam बोलेंगे, Rama Raksha Stotram बोलेंगे. And when I go, we only have talk about some story with him. And very alert. Very alert. And I got the message, Swamiji, Baba शांत हो गए. And how did he became quiet? He said he was chanting. We were all around him. He was chanting. He was not looking at us, not interested in us. He was chanting Ram Raksha Stotram. And while chanting Ram Raksha Stotram, he breathed his last. How beautiful. What an example a father is setting for his son or his granddaughter or his daughter-in-law. What example are we setting? Think. Don't tell me. Tell yourself. What example are we setting? Are we integrated? Are we committed to the higher? Or we are still lost in this world? ये करना है, वो करना है. करो सब कुछ, but उसको भूलो मत ना. तो इसलिए मैं अब मौका मिला है तो एक पॉइंट मार ही देता हूँ. The yatra should be going around satsang. Satsang should not be compromised for yatra. Remember this. Yatra can be compromised. Your activities should be compromised for satsang. But what we do, we compromise satsang. नहीं आज तो मैं एक तो करके ही रखता हूँ, बट चाहिए कि 2 होनी चाहिए रोज, है ना. पर उसके लिए फिर response must come from the other side. If I tell you at 9 o'clock, let's do quickly half an hour, 9 o'clock I have to get up in the morning at 6:30 again. शक्ल देख के फिर मैं भी खुश हो जाता हूँ. मेरी तो सत्संग चल रही है, मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. बट दिस कमिटमेंट शुड बी देयर. स्वामी जी के साथ जाओगे तो 1 day of going around, 4 lectures every day. We have gone to Rishikesh, we have seen, isn't it? Morning meditation and 4 lectures. So it's like a short 6 days of going to the ashram. When we studied 6 lectures plus 5 lectures plus 1 meditation every day, plus Narayan Seva, plus washing dishes. Stamina अपना बढ़ाओ, and that stamina will increase only when you move from manyness to oneness, from many thoughts to one thought. That is the only way. You cannot keep thinking about the world and say I am spiritual. It is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. As much as you may try. As much as you may try. And all that is going to happen at the time of the last breath. You'll say, अरे यार कर लेना चाहिए था. फिर रिग्रेट में चले जाओगे. फिर अगले जन्म में कहीं अच्छे डैडी मम्मी मिल जाएंगे. And फिर again the sadhana will begin, and again you will get lost in the world till you correct your vision. It is good that everything is divine, but you have to realize that divine is not Bhagwan is divine. No, you are not other than the divine. That we have to realize. For that we have to come from many thoughts to one thought. Enough of lecturing. The Ikshvaku do not haughtily display and brag about their strength, power, potential and valor. The arrow mounted on it right up to your ears. Etat Shrutva Bravid Ramah Pradipta Iva Manyuna Shruyate Kshamyate Chaiva Darpa Purnosi Bhargava Tvaya Hyadhigatam Tejaha Kshatriyebhyo Visheshataha Pitamaha Prasadena Tena Mam Kshipasi Dhruvam. As soon as Sri Ram heard it, he was outraged and flared up angrily like a kindled fire. Now Ramchandraji never gets angry, okay? When he says Ramchandraji gets angry, it is all a put on act. He is ever established in himself. Like a mother never gets angry with her child. She will invoke the anger to correct the child, not to really become angry and so like that Ramchandraji invokes his anger, and he snapped or responded to Parashuramji. Another name of Parashuramji is Raghava. Bhargava, sorry, not Raghava. Raghava is Raghukul is the Ramchandraji. He is Bhargava. You are very haughty and arrogant, which does not behove Brahmin. Arrogant. I hear your stern words, but forgive you, relying upon the potential powers, the protection and blessings of your glorious grandfather. You have got immunity from harm, and as a consequence of it, you have conquered the Kshatriya race to acquire immense fame, glory, radiance and potential. And that is why surely you make wild allegations upon me and attempt to browbeat me into submission. He says, I am not just another Kshatriya that you can walk over. I am not.
You missed a few verses.
Have I?
Yeah, one page you missed. So last you did was 8, 9, 10, 7.
Oh, मैं next page पे इधर आ गया. Sorry. तमेवं वादिनं तत्र रामो वचनं बब्रवीत् बलं वागुपदेशेन धनुरायच्छ राघव. When Sri Ram politely said so, Parshuram snapped back at him, "O Raghav, don't preach me by your words. Show your potent strength and prowess." He only believes in power, not believes in मृदु भाषी नहीं है, sweet talk नहीं है, हर चीज always on a string. One should, तबला भी स्ट्रिंग पे लगाते हैं, टाइट करके रखते हैं, म्यूजिक आना चाहिए उसमें से. Otherwise what will happen? It will if you keep it like that, the tension on it eventually it splits the skin. So same way, guitar pe agar the wire is continuously kept in tension, it eventually snaps. But so when you're using it, you keep it tense. When you're not using it, you keep it a little bit loose. Ramchandra ji is like that. Parashuram ji is ever in tension. And that's why such people go through the ups and downs in the life. कभी एकदम इमोशनल हो जाते हैं, एकदम डिप्रेस्ड हो जाते हैं, एकदम एक्साइटेड हो जाते हैं छोटी छोटी चीज़ों से. Understand, they are continuously in tension. They may not show it outside, but inside, big tension there. Something is, and spirituality can also become a tension. And that tension becomes, I am spiritual, others are not. And everyone is becoming a disturbance in my spirituality, tension. So every action is done in tension. ततो जग्राह रोषेण क्षत्रियर्षभसूदनं रामो दाशरथिर्दिव्यं हस्तादामस्य कर्मुकं धनुरारोपयामास सलिलमिव राघव. Then Sri Ram, the son of Dashrath, angrily snatched that glorious and divine bow. Here it says snatched. Some places it came into his hand, which had the reputation of being a vanquisher of a slayer of Kshatriya race, from the hands of Parashuram, and stringed it playfully. Dhanuhu aropayamasa salilameva raga. Salilameva, playfully. He, stringed it. Then, so he is stringing the bow. Are you focusing here playfully? Are you chanting the mantra playfully? Or are you serious? If you do it seriously, then tension will come. So, more than required tension is going to have its own consequences. Music must come. You have to do it. When you chant the mantra, chant it joyfully. When you are becoming focused, do it playfully within you. When you do meditation, it should also begin playfully. Playing with yourself, playing with the Om sound, playing with your mantra mala, the mantra that you are chanting. Serious hoke nahi karna hai. There should be sincerity and there should be joy when you are chanting the mantra or coming to meditation seat. And same way, Ramchandra ji is showing that, and Parshuram is not showing that. He has gained it all through whatever grace, he got it, but now he's going to lose it because he did not. It's an avatar, so we are not here to judge. That was his job and it's over. But from our point of view, all avatars are within us. All avatars are within us. When we were a zygote, we were Matsya avatar. Then we were swimming in the waters of the womb, we were Kurma avatar. Then the body started forming, having shapes, we became Varaha avatar. Then बाकी के सोच लो. अब ठीक है, अब पैदा हो गए. You are born. Now, are you a Narsimha? Are you a Batu? Are you a Parshuram? Are you a Ram? Or are you a Krishna? That depends. That freedom is given to us. Many people remain at the animalistic level. Some people come to Parshuram level. Some come to Ramchandra ji's level. And some people, पूरी लीला चल रही है उनके आसपास, है ना? They are saints and sages. देखो. And automatically, from such people, the compassion flows. And yet, there are other teachers like Guru Gobind Singh and others who again picked up the sword. And they became like the Kalki avatar, which has not come, but they took the sword for the protection of Dharma at that period of time. So are you looking at something wrong going on? Then, and it is disturbing you, then increase your capacity to handle that wrong, rather than blame and complain and pass it on to someone. Why government is not? You take position in the government. अपने आप को बनाओ उस तरीके से. अभी मोदी जी was also a sannyasi, but because some saint told him, he came back into teaching Then he joined RSS. He was already RSS. Then he joined politics. And today see where he is. Why? He wants to serve the society. Because society is, not the divine alone is expressing as the world. That vision has to be. We see differences. He is seeing oneness. That is the difference. So if he can do it, if Yogi ji can do it, if other saints and sages can do it, we can also do it. But where are we lost? Me, my body and pains, my breakfast, lunch, dinner, and when we get a little bit respite from that, my children, my grandchildren, and when we are alone, our memories, and that goes on. वही टेप चलती रहती है दिमाग के अंदर. उस टेप को चेंज करो, भगवान का नाम लो, फिर एक्सपेंशन होगा. Then ज्या शब्दमकरो तत्र स्म्यमानः सग्वीर्यमान् तस्य शब्देन भूतानि वित्रे सुरशनेरिव. Then that Sri Ramji, who is valiant and valorous, laughed and pulled the string of that bow to make a fierce twang noise from it. What is that? See this sound which is coming, no? This is the announcement. This is the sound that comes from within. To intuitive voice, the inner voice that comes to you, that is the twang. It tells you, in any situation it tells you, this is wrong, this is right. That's the sound that is coming. That is a forewarning. But we disregard it and we keep doing according to our desires. Then face the consequences of your desire-oriented actions. और जैसे जैसे mind will become single-pointed on Om or your mantra, your power will also increase. And if that power is put on some unwanted desire, then the consequence is also that deep and powerful. So be careful, be careful. You cannot escape from it. इसके लिए कोई टीचर होना चाहिए, कोई someone who knows, who can guide you on that path. You share, only share with that person, not with any Tom, Dick and Harry. Please tell me this is happening. When this happened to me in Switzerland, I went to my teacher. I didn't know anyone. And she gave me a book, The Death of a Guru. मैंने नाम उसने Death of a, पता नहीं अभी तक पढ़ा नहीं मैंने वो किताब, मेरे पे लाइब्रेरी में पढ़ा है. तो Death of a Guru मैंने छोड़ दिया. पर उसकी वजह से, because I had no guidance, I became scared. I thought I was hallucinating. I thought I was losing my mind. And I went the wrong way. Then to come out of it, I used to drink. But when I came back to Australia, my grandfather, mom's father came. He initiated me into Kundalini. All those experiences that I had in Switzerland again happened. But now I had somewhere to go and say, Anna, this is happening. He'll say, I shall do this. Anna, this is happening. He says, don't disregard this. Anna, that's it. And patapat. Within 3 months, all the steps were cleared. Within 3 months. And that's when this Om sound was heard. And 1 year later, I was in the ashram. So, guidance बहुत ज़रूरी है. Otherwise, we read the books. What can books tell you? If you read this story, will the story tell you what I have told you in last half an hour, 45 minutes? No, 1 hour. तो ये चीज़ें सिर्फ कोई टीचर सिखा सकता है या कहीं पे भी. YouTube पे मत सुनना. YouTube is good for collecting information. You need a living teacher. Find someone. Or don't even find. You be available. You do the sadhana, chant Om. First say, give me a right teacher in my life. It will come. One came in my life. I didn't even know him. And this is how it comes. Parashuram ji doesn't know, but teacher has come into his life. Parashuram ji doesn't know that his teacher is going to be Matanga Rishi or Dattatreya, but they will come into his life. Teacher always comes into your life. Teacher doesn't come by your decision. Remember this. But today in Kalyug, we want to make the teachers and break the teacher. मैं दिखाता हूँ, तू अपने आप को क्या समझता है? See? तो the bow, and he made the twang sound noise from the string of the bow. That sound resembled the reverberating and rolling thunder created by a bolt of lightning in the sky, and it made all the creatures terrified and stunned. Atha bravid vacho Rama Ramo Dasharathistada idam aropitam Brahman kimanyat karavani te. Then Sri Ram, the son of Dashrath, sarcastically said to Parashuram, now he is addressing him from his caste point of view. He says, "Oh Brahmin," who is now, when you remind Brahmin, he is actually behaving like a Kshatriya. He says, "Oh Brahmin, I have stringed the bow. Now what is the other work of yours that I can do for you?" अब बताओ क्या करूं, क्योंकि मैंने तो कर दिया. तस्य रामौ ददौ दिव्यं जामदग्न्यो महाबलिः शरमाकर्णदेशान्तम् अयमाकृष्यतामिति. Then Jamadagni Nandan, the son of Jamadagni, was the son of which Rishi? Bhrigu Rishi. So Parashuram is from the Bhrigu Kul, just like Ramchandraji is from the Ikshvaku Kul. You are from which Kul? Each one of you must be knowing some Rishi, no? Kashyap Kul or Atri Kul or Bhardwaj Kul or Shandilya Kul or so like that. He is coming from Bhrigu Kul. Who is Bhrigu? The one who kicked Narayana on his chest out of anger. That वो भी गुस्से वाला था, ये भी गुस्से वाला है. सब जमदग्नि वाले हैं. So say Jamagni, hearing then Jamadagni Nandan, the sage, the son of sage Jamadagni, who is none other than Parashuram, gave the most strong, valiant and powerful Sri Ram a glorious, majestic, divine arrow. Now he himself is, अरे धनुष भी पकड़ लिया, string भी कर दिया. Now take this arrow. In other stories, Ramchandra took, he manifested. The moment he put, the arrow came. Once you string it, the arrow comes. Here Parashuramji is giving. Mount the arrow on this bow and pull it. And pull the string with, where are we now? Pull the string with
Verse 14.
the arrow mounted on it right up to the ears. See, you can pull the arrow. If you see the इसको क्या बोलते हैं sport को, arrow or archery. The archers, they don't bring it here. They have to bring it to the ears, because the string is so tight that to pull, it requires a lot of strength and stamina for that. And that arrow should be with your eye, and your eye should be at the tip of the arrow, and the tip of the arrow is aligned with the target that you are shooting at. It is exactly the same thing. Your attention should be aligned on the third eye. No deviation. Bow is the Om. The arrow is the sound of Om. This, when we do Mandukya Upanishad, there this whole description of Om will come. Also in Mundaka Upanishad it is there. Etat shutva bravid Ramah pradipta eva manyuna shruyate kshamyate chaiva darpapurnosi bhargava tvaya hyadigatam tejaha kshatriyebhyo visheshatah pitamaha prasadena te namam kshipasi dhruvam. I already, by mistake I did, but Sri Ramji heard, and when he is challenging Ramchandraji in this manner, he became angry, or he invoked his anger, and suddenly, as if the one who was calm, cool, who is like that, calm, cool, and what is that? Who have you come across in your life or in your experience who is absolutely relaxed and in 1 second becomes completely alert and ready to do whatever is required? Tell me. हाँ, श्री राम तो है ही यार.
You, Swami ji.
हाँ, me. नहीं बताओ. Cat. She can be totally relaxed. This I have experimented with her. And अभी तो बुढ़ी हो रही है वो, but she's completely, she's snoring away, and suddenly I say, कुत्ते की आवाज करूँगा, from one moment to the next. And then when she says it's only this idiot, again she goes back to sleep and starts snoring. One moment to the next. Same way, when we are in meditation or we are doing japa, we come out and we keep lingering in that tandri avastha. No, when you come out, whatever has to be done next, immediately get involved in that. And wherever that job is done, again you should be at a moment's notice be able to get back into your meditative poise. That ability has. अब हम क्या स्वामी जी 1 week कितना 3 दिन का retreat किया, and we need that dose because it lingers for 1 week. तो ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए. We must be, because then what we are doing, we are keeping the memory of the satsang for the 1 week. You are not living in present. And this happens to everyone. To us also it happened. But now we are trained that not to depend on that. Live every moment. And then Ramchandra ji is like that. Or we are like Ramchandra ji, trying to get to that state. And he says, I hear your stern words, but I forgive you because you are a Brahmin. And relying upon the powers, protections and blessings of your, so all the powers and protection that you have is from your ancestors, and based on that you are talking so loudly and arrogantly, and you think that you have, because of that immunity and blessings, you think you have conquered Kshatriya race, but you have not come across a true Kshatriya right till now. So meaning, now I have come. And as consequence, you have conquered Kshatriya race to acquire immense fame, glory and etc. Potential, and that is why you make these wild allegations upon me and attempt to push me into submission by saying, hold this bow, string the bow, now pull the string all the way to the ears and place the arrow. You think what, I am just going to keep following you like this? You have not come across a true Kshatriya. Then pashyamam svena rupena chakshusate vitaramyaham ityuktva pradadau tasmai ramo devyam drusham tada. Have a divine of you of my. So now, will Ramchandra ji ever say have a divine view? Ramchandra ji to hamesha the ki I am a human being. He worked towards being a perfect man, isn't it? So maybe it was just like in the middle of the battlefield, Bhagavad Gita going on for 3 hours. Is it possible? War, बाकी सब wait कर रहे हैं, twiddling their thumbs. When these two finish, war शुरू करना है यार. ऐसे तो नहीं हो सकता. So it was a secret which was expanded by Vyas ji. Vyas means expansion. This is also, Vyas ji has written this, Adbhut. He is expanding on the original story. So here when he says that Ramchandra ji is saying that I'll show you my macrocosmic form, so some communication must have gone, and I give you insight into my divine and enable you to do so. Pashyamam svena rupena, come to see my true nature, and chakshusate vidaramyaham. And by doing so, what will happen? Parashuram ji will come to recognize something about not only Ramchandra ji, but also about himself. Saying this, Sri Ram blessed him with a divine sight. Ityuktva pradadau tasmai. So this is not possible without someone initiating you. See, to get the divine vision, Arjuna was initiated by Sri Krishna to have the Vishwarup darshan. Here, even in Mahabharata, Sri Krishna showed his Vishwarup darshan to Dronacharya, Bhishmacharya and Vidurji Maharaj. Nobody else could see it. The others, for them it was a very bright light which blinded them. That's all. Something extraordinary. But these three could see the form. See? Arjun could see the form, but he could not hold on to the form because he was not purified enough. He had come for a particular purpose. See? So, in that manner, Parashuram ji was blessed with this divine sight. Here, Kshatriya is initiating a Brahmin. See, to see beyond the mundane and visible world, a sight that transcended the normal view and could see the paranormal and subtle sights which was not possible by the physical gross eyes of the body. Now, you take it as this, or sometimes this is possible through a teacher when he initiates you, or it is possible by the Guru principle which is within you, if you are totally trusting that Guru principle within you, which is Atma, that there is an inner teacher, and I completely, then there are many masters who have had no physical teacher in their life. They have automatically got initiated from inside, and they have got no doubt that Atma is my teacher, the self is my teacher, that the Lord in my heart is my teacher. We don't even have that type of focus and surrender to the Lord in our heart. He can become your teacher if you don't trust everyone outside. It happens. It happens. People have doubts about a physical guru also. They do. Because they judge him by his actions. And he keeps teaching. Judge me by, listen to my words and put words into practice. But what do the devotees do? They look at the actions that he is doing. We also did similar thing with our teacher. Then we had to pay the price. 3 months he did not talk to me. I told you that story. So this is, so you get invoked this from inside. Initiation can happen from inside. Once I have told you this story. Once I was going to Girnar. Swamiji had sent me to go there for 1 month to get initiated by Maharishi Punitacharya ji. He is no more now. And the moment I left my ashram in Varanasi, got into the auto in which about 10 people were hanging and I was with my jhola and my chota bag, and in spite of all that crowd, in my mind, Hari Om Tat Sat Jai Guru Datta, Hari Om Tat Sat Jai Guru Datta, this mantra started. I had never heard this mantra, and it's going on in my head, going on. I couldn't sleep. The 2 nights train journey from Varanasi to Baroda. I couldn't sleep at night. Mantra is going on. I stayed 2 days in someone's house in Baroda. Continuously 24/7 the mantra is going on in my head. I am not able to do anything. It's just taken over my mind. And then I walked to the Girnar ashram of this Om ashram, or kya naam hai mere ko bhi pata nahi. And outside on the gate, this big board is there. Hari Om Tat Sat Jai Guru Datta. And inside one कोई गुरु के तरह दिखता नहीं, simple man sitting in white dhoti. I thought he was some worker there. And I came, I want to meet Maharishi Punitacharya ji. हाँ बोलो क्या चाहिए? He saying. मैंने कहा नहीं, उनसे बात करनी है. See, naivety. And he says, अच्छा तुम हो. I cancelled my Rishikesh trip for you. Because I called him. So he says, I cancelled my Rishikesh trip for you. And you are supposed to come in the morning. You are coming in the evening. I said, what can I do? He says, okay, now you have come. How long? I said, as long as you want me. So then he says, will you... and he initiated. But मैं अभी ये आगे की स्टोरी में नहीं बताऊंगा क्या हुआ. But point here is that mantra was put into my mind by him.
Yeah.
It was not... So I was eager to learn.
Yeah.
I was eager to go there because Swamiji has told me to go and learn from him.
Yeah.
What I'm going to learn, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that Mahatma is also thinking about me. He has never seen me. I have never seen him. But Mahatmas are Mahatmas. He initiated by that mantra कि जब ये बेवकूफ़ आएगा थोड़ा तो प्यूरिफाई हो जाए है कि नहीं. 3 दिन लगाए प्यूरिफिकेशन के, फिर अच्छा अभी तो ठीक है. हाँ? और फिर मेरे अब कहते सुबह 3 बजे उठना है. मैंने कहा हाँ 3 बजे उठेंगे. आ जाता था मैं, मेरे सर के ऊपर हाथ रखते थे. 10 minutes he will stand. 9 days he did like this and he kept making me chant the mantra and he kept his hand on my head. After 9 days he said, I had given you whatever I had, now it is up to you to invoke it.
That's all.
That's all. What do you want? What else can you want? A master is saying, I have initiated you in all the things that I know. Now it is up to you to invoke. So what we do the same thing. We give the samskar to our children, isn't it? So you have initiated the children, or you have given them the environment. By your practice, by your words, you have given them the right knowledge. And then once they grow up, then what do you say to them? Now go live your life, isn't it? ऐसी उसने भी बोला कि I gave you I have initiated you, I have given you whatever I have. Now it is up to you to invoke it. If you keep living at the worldly level, it will never get invoked. If you keep focusing on the divine, then all those what I have given you, it will start expressing. That is initiation. हमको चमत्कार नहीं चाहिए. ततो राम शरीरे वै, थोड़ा सा ये करके 20 पे कंक्लूड कर दें. ततो राम शरीरे वै रामो पश्यत् स भार्गवः आदित्यान् स्वसून् रुद्रान् सांध्यांश्च समरुद्गणान् पितॄन् हुताशनांश्चैव नक्षत्राणि ग्रहांस्तथा गन्धर्वान् राक्षसान् यक्षात् तीर्थानि यानि वै ऋषीन् वै निखिलान्यांश्च ब्रह्मभूतान् सनातनान् देवर्षींश्चैव कार्त्स्न्येन समुद्रान् पर्वतास्तथा वेदांश्च सोपनिषदान् वषट्कारान् सहाध्वरैः. And then he says, I have, which is not possible to see with the gross eyes. They are, and what is that you cannot see with your physical eyes? Kuber, the god of wealth, the sun god. Again, I'm gone wrong, is it?
एक और लाइन बचा है उसका 21st का.
Okay. लग रहा है. रुचोर्यजूंषि सामानि धनुर्वेदांश्च सर्वसः. Sri Ram showed Bhargava, Parashuram, his vast Virat Roop. Virat means that which is encompassing the whole universe. उसको विश्व रूप भी बोलते हैं, विराट रूप भी बोलते हैं. विराट रूप उसको बोलते हैं, if you are thinking at gross body level, then at the total body level, it is called as Virat Roop. He showed his all-encompassing form, means we are all part of the Virat Roop. It's not that you will be able to see. Yes, he may give you the vision, but we have to, what is at a worldly level, when you're still thinking the world is real, then what is the ultimate you can reach there? Virat Roop is the ultimate you can reach. Not realization, but Virat Roop. And this is till where the Buddhism goes. It doesn't go beyond that. Therefore, they keep finding the soul and living in the creation. The sage saw the following in a perceived form on the outer surface, that is the skin of the body of that colossus form. What did you say? He say, like so many spots on hairs or moles and other bodily figures on a huge giant or a mammoth. He saw Aditya, the various suns that are there, the 8 Vasus, the 11 Rudras, the 49 Maruts, the wind gods, and 18 the Pitaras, the ancestors, the Agni Dev, the stars and planets, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the different rivers and the pilgrim sites, the eternal basic element of creation called the Brahmabhut. In Sanskrit, in Bhagavad Gita, Brahmabhut Prasannatma na shochati na kankshati. आता है ना? Brahmabhut Prasannatma na shochati na kankshati. One who is identified with the universal form, he does not regret anything, he does not desire anything, but what people do, नहीं नहीं भगवान ने बोला don't regret, तो गलतियां करते रहो और regret मत करते रहो. ऐसे नहीं. Only when this feeling, when you are in tune with the universal form, then there is no question of regretting or feeling guilt, and there is no question of expecting, meaning there is no desire from anything, because you are complete. You are seeing everything is one only. Virat Roop is one which is expressing as many. Do you desire mother? Do you desire wife? Do you desire sister? No, you are already that, isn't it? Do you desire the five senses? Do you desire the mind? No, you are already that. So expand it further through sadhana. Chant a, पहुंच जाओगे इधर तक. ओम करोगे तो इसके भी आगे निकल जाओगे. And what is that? The whole universe is within me. Brahmabhut, meaning the five elements, the space, air, fire, water, earth, the great sages, Balkhilya and Narada, all the oceans and seas, the mountains, all the Upanishads, which are integral part and the end of different Vedas, the fire sacrifices in which the sacrifice is designed like a hexagon, the principal Vedas such as Rig, Yajur, Sam, along with the sub-Veda called Dhanur Veda, which deals with the skill and art of archery as well as science of warfare. All these were visible on the body of the Virat Purush, and all that was encompassed in the body of Sri Ram. Others are seeing Sri Ram standing there, but Parashuram ji, because of his initiation, he is seeing Ramchandra ji as the infinite, all-encompassing person, and as the supreme divine being, and this was revealed to Parashuram. And in this way, if you want more information, who are the Adityas? 12 Adityas are mythological sons, and they take care of the world. Rig Veda, that comes in Rig Veda, are like the heads and eyes, Gemini, of all the creatures. The sun and the moon are the eyes of all creatures. Then these 12 Adityas appear first in the Rig Veda. They are the sons of Aditi, the mother of gods, and they are the following: 8 Vasus, Indra, Sun, and Vishnu plus Shiva is equal to 12. According to Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the 12 months of the year represent 12 Adityas, 1 month for one Aditya. The 8 Vasus are the patron gods who provide a dwelling place for the whole creation. They symbolize those primary necessities of life without which existence is not possible. They are Kuber, the god of wealth, the sun god who provides energy and food, Shiva, the annihilator, the Vishnu, the sustainer, the water god called the Varun, the fire god called Agni, the rays of the sun, the sunlight and energy that it provides, and the holy and pious people who give advice and guidance to the creatures of the creation, meaning the saints and sages. According to Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the Vasus are the following: fire, earth, air, antariksha, in which the whole universe is, Aditya, Duloka, the heavens, the moon, and the nakshatras. So in different Upanishads, different Vasus are mentioned. The 11 Rudras are the following: Manu and Mahina, Manu, then Mahinas, Mahan, Shiva, Ritvaj, Ugrareta, Bhava, Kala, Vamadev, and Dhritavrat. The 11 Rudras appear in Rig Veda and Taittiriya Brahmana. They are regarded as the father of the wind god or the Maruts. The 49 Maruts, not coming further down, the 49 Maruts, they are the wind gods mentioned in the Rig Veda. They are regarded variously as the sons of Indra and Vrishni, sons of Rudra, similar to the fire god, Indra god. The Puranas call them the sons of Kashyap and Diti. The Brahmamut, Bhut, these are the 5 basic elements: space, air, fire, water, and earth. Sage Bhargava finds mentioned in the Rig Veda as a great sage who was an expert in doing fire sacrifices. Sage Bhargava is who now? Parshuramji. So his first mention comes in Rig Veda. So he's not just a Puranic name, it is coming in the Rig Veda. And he was expert at doing fire sacrifices using som. Som is that special nectar of bliss and happiness. That is why he is also known as Somahuti Bhargava. And he had some students. Who were his students? Tell. Who were the students of Bhargava? Parshuramji. Bhishmacharya was his student. Shikhandi was his student. First Shikhandi was his student, then Bhishmacharya ji was his student. Then Karna was his student. And there is one more person. I can't remember. Before Shikhandi. No, not Duryodhana. He can't even go close to him. Oh, but Parshuramji is coming in Ramayana. This was in Mahabharata. Parshuramji is eternal. He is ever. Hanuman. He is referred to in the Yajur Veda and the Samveda. So he is not only in the Rig Veda, he is also in Yajur and Samveda. In all the three Vedas his name is given. Since this sage was born in the lineage of sage Bhrigu, he is also known as Bhargava. Sage Parshuram was born to mother Renuka and Renuka and father Jamadagni. We'll stop here and we'll see it in our next class. But baki story ठीक है, but remember the Om. The story is to make it palatable. Ramayana, the knowledge of the Upanishads is put in this itihas, in this Ramayana. So whether you take Adhyatma Ramayana or you take Adbhut Ramayana, both are for your spiritual upliftment. So because we know the story, we can recognize the characters. Now we are seeing their spiritual bent and through their how they learned. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment.